I'm Ellen in Syracuse, New York, and we're talking about self-compassion. And you know, there's hidden jewels when you start working on your way through self-compassion. And the hidden jewels of the self-love and self-esteem and less perfectionism, all or nothing thinking and anxiety. You have a greater comfort with your emotions. You have an inner feeling of wholeness, and it brings a lasting transformation to create external change and internal change with that healthy relationship with yourself. I've been spending 6 years getting to the root of what my problems were, and so often I think you can mirror what they are when I talk about them. I'm just a regular person that people are going, I know what you're saying. I have felt that way. And so many of us think we're broken. And I've had meetings on brokenness, and we seem to almost identify with our brokenness. And we have a broken self, and we have a controlling self. And I love this author. I feel like calling her up on the phone, the one who wrote Self-Acceptance and Breaking Free from the Broken Self Trance, because she says, I struggled with decades of eating disorders. I've also coped with a highly sensitive nervous system, chronic depression, and anxiety for nearly all my life. Some combination of biology, psychology, and life experience has intertwined, resulting in a tender, tender being who needs tremendous love and care. I said, oh my gosh, that is me. That is so me. And then I had Bob. I didn't say this. Bob said, Bob, read this. He goes, oh my gosh, that is so me. I mean, wait a minute. I thought it was me. You think it's you? And I bet you're all sitting out there going, oh my gosh, that's me. Don't we need a tremendous amount of love and care? Isn't it when someone treats us wrongly or looks at us cross-eyed, don't we feel hurt? And how often do we hurt ourselves? And you know what's funny? I'm pretty good. I am even-keeled. I'm really doing well. But when I'm tired, sick, or under stress, look out. The smallest thing, and on another day, I'd be fine. And then I'm not fine. And then I'm saying to myself, why can't you be better, Ellen? Why can't you be tired, sick, and under stress and be perfect? Why do I have to be snappy? Why do I have to want to eat chips? Why can't I be perfect? We can all find 10,000 ways where we fall short of perfection in everything, in our Christian lives, in our relationships, in our eating. But the broken self, you doubt your abilities, your sense of self, who you are. You're exposed, you're hurting, you're raw. I want to eat what I want to eat because I'm broken. And then when you do, in comes the controlling self saying, I should be more in control. I should be in charge. This shouldn't be happening. I should be more together. What about Ellen? What if I have to write that on my log? What's she going to say? Why can't I just get my act together? And the whole core belief is, it's all your fault. You know, all your fault. I have thought everything in life was all my fault. Even something like the typhoon in the Philippines. I'm thinking, maybe that's not my fault, but maybe I should be more generous. Maybe I should donate more money. Maybe I should have my own campaign. Well, Ellen, you don't have time for that, but maybe I should. I beat myself up about not being generous enough about people who are suffering. I think everything is my fault, but everything isn't my fault. And where does this controlling person come from? We grow up that way. You know, your parents get a divorce, not mine didn't. But let's say they did, and you think, maybe if I was a better kid. Or you grow up and people say things to you. Or I've shared before where they would call us retards, and I was trying to prove I wasn't a retard, and that would make me want to be perfect and smarter and trying to be in charge. And what happens, too, is the controlling self wants so desperately to be in charge, to have everything go their way, because we believe we can't handle the pain if it doesn't go our way. Now, I don't know about you, but a lot of people said there was a car accident up by the food bank. My first thought was, hope it was nobody to pray on. Well, my sister lives up there. I hope it wasn't my sister. Bob, there was a problem in Liverpool. I don't know, somebody got murdered or something, and one of the guys he works with lives in Liverpool, and his sister called him up and said, "Are you okay? Something happened in Liverpool. I wanted to make sure it wasn't you." And I thought, so I'm not the only crazy one out there. I'm not the only one who thinks, I hope it's somebody I know. And then I thought, well, it's somebody. You should be praying for them. Maybe you don't know. Maybe it's not your sister. And then that's the way my mind goes. And my mind goes like that about everything. And you wonder why I've struggled with my weight. And the only thing that's helped me with that is to try to turn that controlling self over to God. Jesus, I trust in you. Jesus, I trust in you. How do you unhook yourself from that broken self trance? We're so used to it that you can almost recognize it. You know, I'm tired. I'm like, I don't want to do this. And you start whining. Uh-oh, there's the whiny. Who's got a whiny voice? I got a whiny voice. Anybody got a whiny voice? No, come on. I've heard some of your whiny voices. I tried so hard last week. What? I gained 2 pounds? That's impossible. I've heard your whiny voices. Everybody's hand should be up in the air. We have a whiny voice that says, oh, I'm broken. I'm tired. Why does that have to happen? You hear it and you go, uh-oh, that's the broken self talking. Or when I think maybe I'm not helping up enough about the people who are suffering in the Philippines, I have to say, Ellen, you donate something, you pray a lot, you pray. If you can pray every day, that is your contribution. What are you supposed to do? Sell your house and give it to them? I mean, really? You can only do the best you can do. You need to step away from the broken self and go, what are you doing? What are you I hear you whining. We're not going to do that anymore. We're going to give it over to God. And then we can maybe start discovering the real us. Sometimes I think, what is the real Ellen? And when I really stop and think about it, and I don't do that all the time, I kind of like the real Ellen. When I strip myself away of the whininess and the controlling and the mental issues and the anxiety and the depression and all those things, I see someone who's delicate, who has such a good heart, who really cares about people, who struggled in so many areas of their life but still can reach out to others. I like the real me. And that's who we need to cultivate and have compassion for, especially when it comes to food. We need to treat ourselves with exquisite kindness. Now, I don't mean we need to start wearing a tiara and calling ourselves a princess. I'm Princess Ellen. I love myself. What we need to do, every part of us, every part of life, what we most want is to be accepted and to be loved. We start sharing that with other people, it will come back to us. You know what I love? We talk about our gifts. You know, if you were to talk about gifts, maybe I have a gift of getting up on a stage or you know, being a public speaker. And God gives us those gifts, and He wants us to use this. And I love this because He says, what if our deepest struggles are also gifts? Do you ever think about that? Because if my deepest struggle wasn't losing weight and keeping it off, I wouldn't be here right now with all of you. And I have to say, these 6 years of Pray It Off have been some of the best times of my life. I have met the best people that I love like family. I feel closer to God. I feel like I can forgive myself for past mistakes and go forward and learn. I am never bored here. I don't say, oh great, pray it off, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get out. I'm thinking, well, what are we going to talk about tonight? What's going to go on? My deepest struggle then is a gift, and I never thought of it that way. And I like what Franciscan monk Richard Rohr said. When we fail, we are merely joining the great parade of humanity that has walked ahead of us and will follow after us. When we gain a couple pounds, do you think there aren't people in the world that's maybe gained a couple pounds? Is it the end of the world, or we say, whoops, a little zig, a little zag, back in the saddle? This is not who I am. My weight is not who I am. It is my tent. It is the tent of my soul, and when I die, we will be perfect and we will be whole. The true self, the big S-E-L-F, is the part of me who steps back and cares for the controlling self and the broken self. It says, oh, Ellen, I know you're whining. I know you had a bad day. Tell me all about it. Better yet, tell Jesus about it, because he really cares. And controlling self, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to talk to you anymore. You have a little conversation with both of them. And then we just love ourselves, and our self will love back. I am no better or no worse than anyone else. I am simply a part of our tender, imperfect humanity, and I belong, and so do all of you. And from that space, we can find freedom and peace. We can have a deeper belonging by getting rid of our broken self. It'll soften. And we can find a way to embody our wholeness and not our brokenness. I'm going to stop right there.